In this episode, we are continuing the toolbar. We're going to be covering the rate stretch tool and the razor tool. The rate stretch tool, the shortcut for it is R, so if you want to select that, you just simply hit the letter R on your keyboard and it selects that. What this basically does is it's a quick way of making your clips go slow motion or speeding them up or making them go fast. So we've got this clip right here. So I'm going to grab, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rate stretch tool and I'm going to put it right on the edit right here. And this is actually going to be selecting, you'll notice this little bar here that goes either, that little red bar that goes either to the left or to the right. Right there it's going to the left, it's affecting the clip to the left. If you slightly move it to the right, it'll affect this clip to the right. So I'm going to move this clip to the left, and what I'm going to do is just grab it, click and drag to the right. And I'm going to try to grab this and drag it to the right. Notice this will not let me drag it to the right at all. So if there's another clip blocking it, it's not going to let you move it. So what we need to do, if we want to extend that, we're going to have to grab this and move it up. I'm going to select the clip, Option, arrow up, or Alt, arrow up. We'll move the clip up on the timeline. Hit R for my rate selection tool, and I'm going to drag this to the right now, so I can move this to the right. And look what it's done. I've made this clip longer. Basically, it's taking the in and out point and stretched it out over this much time, as opposed to the few seconds that was right here. And right here, at the top of the clip, you'll notice it says 58.62%. It has slowed the clip down to essentially 58% of its original speed. So that's slow motion. Let's play through this here. And as we play through, you notice they are moving slower, and the clip performs over a longer length, so it is slowed down. If I grab the end of this and I pull it the opposite direction here, and we move up to this, we're going to have to zoom up on the timeline. I'm hitting the plus key on my keyboard. And you'll notice it is now 161% timing. So that's almost like 1.5 times faster than it was before. So now we play through this, and notice they're walking faster. So that's sped up. So there are other ways to manipulate time in Premiere, but this tool basically just does it quickly. Will either speed a clip up or slow a clip down. And if you want to see how fast it's changed it, sometimes you have to zoom up on these. I hit plus a couple times, 254%. Watch this, very fast. And if you want it slower, just grab this and stretch it out to the other direction, and it will do the same, and it will slow it down. So I'm going to undo that. Now, the razor tool. C is the shortcut for the razor tool. Hit C. If you need to cut a clip, you just simply hit, if you want to slice a clip in two, you're trying to eliminate a portion of the clip, and there are other ways to do this, but this is kind of a nice little handy tool once in a while. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hover over a clip here, and just somewhere, and I'm going to click with my razor tool. And what it just did is it performed a cut between these two clips. And what I want you to notice, default you will not see these little two arrows right here, those little two arrows that are pointing toward each other right there. Normally you will not see those. I've got my, let me go to the my little wrench here. I always keep this on. It's called show through edits. It's basically a redundant edit that doesn't need to be there. This here, that just basically means the end of this frame transitions to the next of this frame, and these two video clips basically belong to each other in order. If you remove one frame here, trim that back one frame, and pull it together, that's no longer there because there's a frame gap between those. But if there's no gap between the frames, you will see that arrow if you have this show through edits check mark, which I pretty much always do because I like to see my redundant edits if I have any. So the blade basically cuts, and probably the intention of cutting is you probably want to delete a portion of this clip. So let me perform that again. I'm going to hit C for razor, click on it, and this is just kind of a random frame here, and I'm going to select that and delete it. So that cuts a clip into two. Now if you want to cut on a frame here, I can move my playhead to the point that I want to cut. Let's say I want to cut before his hand swings out or something like that. Like right there on the frame, I want to cut right there for some reason. I'm going to hit C, and I'm going to move this close to my playhead. Now, as long as you have your snap tool turned on right there, which it is, it's blue, then this will get close and it will snap to that exact frame. You'll see this little arrow down here at the bottom. You see down here, watch as I get that close. Right there, you see those, and up here as well. That means it is snapping to that exact frame. You click on it, and it cuts. I use the razor tool very rarely just because there are other shortcuts to do trimming and cutting. In fact, Command K or Control K is a way of cutting through everything on your timeline, right where your playhead is. Watch this, I just hit Command K, and it performs a cut. So I very rarely use the razor tool. Once in a while, if there's some little clip I need to get into and cut, I'll use the razor tool. But usually I don't because Command K usually does it, or other trimming tools usually do what I need to do. But that is essentially the razor tool. Now, if you have clips on top of clips here and you want to cut through multiple clips, you hit C for razor, and it will only cut through a single clip that you have hovering over. If you want to cut all of these clips through everything, you hold down Shift, and it'll bring up this double blade, and you can cut through everything on your timeline. Audio, video, and everything, all the layers all the way down. If you're trying to eliminate a big portion, now you can use my selection forward tool, select those, and delete. So that is essentially the rate stretch tool and the razor tool. In the next episode, we'll be covering slip and slide.